Yo, what is going on, everyone in crypto space? And yes, Coinbase is back in the talk again. Today on CNBC Fast Money, they pretty much stated that yes, they do want to list assets in the coming months, and they are going to list more assets because they're starting to see some more of that global competition. Because as you know, Coinbase, they're a US-based exchange, but they are trying to expand globally, and by expanding globally, they are realizing they have some major competitors. So to actually compete with those competitors and increase volumes and increase profits, they are going to be adding some new assets. So let's go ahead and let's give this video a watch. It's 4 minutes long, but I think you guys should watch it because I think XRP does have some serious potential to get on Coinbase because it is one of those coins that has one of the biggest volumes as of right now and the biggest potential for volumes right now. You can see right now on CoinMarketCap, they have $1.3 billion in volume that Coinbase is right now missing out on. So I would have this on full screen, but you know, I do not want to go ahead and get hit with a copyright strike, so I am going to go ahead and just play this for you guys through Twitter. I know the video is going to be kind of small, but it's really, I do not want to get hit with the copyright strike, guys. So let's go ahead and let's give this a listen.
Got a Bitcoin alert. Coinbase introducing a new listing policy that could bring in a whole influx of new coins and assets to the platform. So instead of the 5 coins currently offered right now, Coinbase users could soon be able to buy and sell hundreds or even thousands. For more on how this could shake up the global crypto market, let's bring in Dan Romero, the vice president of Coinbase. Dan, great to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
What exactly has prompted this, and what will we see differently on the platform?
So when we talk to customers, their number one request is add more assets to the platform. And if you look at where we are today, we have 5 assets on the platform, and there are thousands of cryptocurrencies we don't support. So what we're launching today, and I'm really delighted to talk about, is listing.coinbase.com, and a new process where we will enable Coinbase to list as many assets that are compliant with local law.
So let's take the case specifically within the United States. I mean, we've spoken to you guys many, many times. We've spoken to Asif about why there are so few coins listed on the platform right now. And a big part of the reason is because of the regulatory sort of uncertainty surrounding whether or not a particular coin is a security or a commodity. Has there been any more developments? I mean, as far as I know, there hasn't been too many developments in terms of determining which coins out there fall into that category. So will we actually see things change on the U.S. platform?
I think you'll see changes globally. We're a global company with global customers, and I think we are going to take a region-by-region approach with every asset, with ultimately trying to allow customers, wherever they are, to have access to the maximum number of assets possible.
Okay,
so I think about in the U.S., we are very much engaged with regulators and are going to make sure any asset we list in the U.S. is compliant with local law.
Okay, so does that mean, I guess I'm trying to ask for the Coinbase user in the United States, and I'm sure that many people in our audience fall into that category where they are Coinbase users within the United States. Are you able, under the current regulatory framework that exists or maybe doesn't exist right now, to list more assets?
We feel confident in our ability to list more assets in the U.S., but it's going to be a case-by-case basis.
Where do you think you'll see the most additional listings happen around the world? And that really speaks to the regulatory framework that exists in different countries and how it differs from what it is here in the U.S.
Yeah, so I think we're going to list assets globally, and that's first and foremost, any asset we list, we want to have available to every customer. And I think you'll see certain assets listed in Europe, other assets rest of world, but ultimately every asset we list on the platform, we also want to make available for customers in the U.S., assuming it's compliant with local law.
Hey, Dan, it's BK. So I'm curious, you guys have seen a lot of competition globally from Binance, from some of the Korean exchanges, a lot of the Japanese exchanges. How much of this shift from a U.S.-centric view to a global view is driven by that competition?
I think it's critical. I think ultimately crypto is a global phenomenon. You have software developers and entrepreneurs around the world building products on top of crypto. And it's unlocking a bunch of use cases, especially in emerging markets. So I think we need to shift as a company to a more global perspective. And I think there are some really high quality global exchanges that I think you're going to see in the coming months as we add more assets, we are going to be more competitive with.
From the business side of things, Dan, is there also a desire to increase volumes? I mean, I would imagine with the turn in let's just use as an example, Bitcoin prices from 20K to 6K plus, that volumes have gone down. is there a pressure within the business or a desire within the business to just increase volumes overall, and therefore you do that by increasing the number of assets you list?
I think ultimately it's responding to what customers want. So adding more assets is directly something customers are telling us. And so ultimately, by adding more assets, we're going to increase trust and make the platform easy to use for our customers. And if you do that, I think ultimately volumes will take care of themselves.
Okay. Dan, we're going to leave it there. Thanks a lot for joining us and making this announcement on Fast Money. We appreciate it.
So you heard it from the man himself, He did confirm that they would be listing new assets in the coming months, and he used the term quite a bit, expanding globally. I think what Coinbase has now realized is that most of the big cryptocurrency exchanges like Bittrex, Binance, Bitstamp, can't name any other off the top of my head, but like BitThumb, these big major global exchanges. I mean, Binance, is based out of one country, but it serves a lot of countries globally, and that's the exchange that are having the most success. So I think Coinbase, they're just really now suffering pretty hard from the bear market because of the lack of interest in cryptocurrency and the lack of volume. I read from Crypto Manran on CNBC Crypto, he actually put out a tweet saying that their volume, Coinbase's volume, is down by 83%, and they have lost 50% of the market share that they did have a hold of. So Coinbase, you could tell they probably are struggling a bit. Honestly, I hope that this whole expanding globally move, they're basically just going to be adding more assets to pump volume on the exchange. And again, what better asset to add to increase volume, because banks are going to need liquidity and need to access it day to day, and they can push volume through your exchange? XRP. But again, they did confirm they are going to be adding new assets in the next coming months, so it'll be interesting to see what those assets are. But basically, guys, I think Coinbase have been honestly taking a big hit from competition, like the major exchanges that actually do listen to their customers and add new assets. I'm not saying they should just add XRP, but I mean, come on. 5 coins, that's it, and two of them are just forks. I mean, come on. So I'm not saying just for the sake of XRP. I do think they could add XRP because it's, again, has a ton of volume, and that's how they can recoup their losses from the bear market. But again, it's like, if you're going to be a big exchange, you can't have, let's put it this way, 3 main coins. Technically, they have 5 coins, but 2 of them, they're just a copy of the other one. But it's like, in all reality, you're going to need more than 3 coins on that platform, and it's a better move to be like Bitstamp or Binance and just list multiple assets as possible, as much assets as you can, so that you can be pushing as much volume as possible through the exchange. So thank you guys for watching this video. I do think we will see, or no, he did confirm that we will see some more assets in the coming months. I do believe XRP would be one of them, because that is going to push a lot of volume, especially when we're live in banks in the next month. So although Coinbase is a bit less relevant, still adding liquidity to the network is always beneficial. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, check links in the description if you do want to support the channel. Get yourself Nano S, and I'll see you guys in the next one.